Once you start behaving like the version of yourself you believe you can be, the version of yourself that you think should be the real you, even if that version of yourself, you can't even imagine in a million years that you will become it, but that's the version of yourself that you want to be. Once you begin acting like him, once you start building that new identity, you will minimize the gap between you and the version of yourself you want to be, you believe you are. And all of a sudden, after a week, month, a few months, a year, you've been acting like that version of yourself every single day. Your mind's going to believe that you are that version of yourself because it has irrefutable evidence every single day, tracking your macros, eating your whole foods, going to the gym, never skipping core and cardio. We don't ever fucking skip core and cardio. We never skip core and cardio. When you build that new identity and you behave like your authentic self, what do you have to hesitate for? What do you have to lack if you are the version of yourself who does well in his career because he stays focused in his work, whose mind is always focused and present because you journal and meditate, you get rid of all these negative thoughts in your head, all these little things that don't even fucking matter in your brain that you obsess over. You write those thoughts down, you stare at those thoughts, and you look at them and think to yourself, that's what's holding me back from being confident? I'm worried about that insecurity? I can work on that shit. That insecurity is worthless. All this anxiety in your head stems from your inaction. The only way you can get over the feeling of anxiety. You're anxious because you don't feel like you have control. Because every single time you see a fucking cookie, you eat it, and you regret it the next day. You don't even regret it right after you finish eating it. And maybe you do regret it the moment you finish eating it, but you still continue going for the next one, and the next one, and you keep on snacking all night, because you want to watch a little Netflix show and have a little sweet treat. Fucking pussy. There's a reason why you lack the confidence to speak to people and be friendly. You think they're thinking, oh, look at this fat, fucking, ugly, piece of shit guy talking to me. Why is this guy trying to be my friend? You have to understand that in this world, there is no friendships without equal exchange of value. In a male friendship, unless you can provide value for the other guy, some way, shape, or form, that friendship is never gonna last. If you're not leveling up alongside your group, they're gonna fucking leave you. It's the raw, honest truth. You either keep up or you get left behind. Even in modern friend groups, this is how tribes used to work back in old days. If you couldn't keep up, you get fucking kicked out. You can be a funny guy. You can be the thick guy, the one who gets money, whatever, right? There has to be an equal exchange of value. Perhaps you teach your friends how to be funnier. Perhaps you teach your friends how to be more fit. Perhaps you teach your friends how to make more money. Whatever the case may be, there's an equal exchange of value. You give something and you get something in return. And no friend groups last without an exchange of equal value. If you just think about your current friend group, there's somebody's house that you always go to. There's somebody who always drives. There's somebody who makes sure that there's a place that we can go to just hang out, to eat food. There's always something to do. So, somebody who sets up the get together, the hangout. Somebody who plans. Somebody who brings the food. Somebody who brings the booze. There's always something that someone has to do. And even in current male friend groups, if you're not leveling up in your career, if you're not leveling up in your physical health, if you're not leveling up in your social hierarchy around people in general, then you're gonna get left in the dust if everybody around you leveling up. It's not ruthless like back in the day where they would just cut you out and leave you to dry, like leave you to get eaten by a bunch of lions or some shit. I don't fucking know. But slowly, you'll see the gap keep on widening. It's not like they'll tell you directly, get the fuck out of here. But you'll know that there's a gap there. And suddenly you're not hanging out with them anymore. Suddenly you're seeing them leveling up without you. That's what happens in modern day male friend groups if you don't level up, if you don't keep with the herd, if you don't keep with the friend group. This all comes back to confidence too. You can't have the confidence. You won't have the confidence if you don't take action. All journaling, meditating, I speak about this shit, right? And it's a form of manifestation. You write down affirmations and you believe you are that version of yourself, but all that shit is worthless if you never take raw action. You don't need to meditate. You don't need to journal as long as you have complete and utter focus and you have the ability to figure out the exact things you need to do to develop your future self, the best version of yourself, the version of you who's your authentic self. But good luck trying to figure it out every single day without having tasks written down, having meal plans, having a system, having a workout split, somewhere you can track your shit. Good luck trying to have the actual direction every single day. Journaling and meditating, you write down every single thing that you're going to do, your to-do list, your thoughts, what you're grateful for, all these things. You write these down and then you have complete and utter clarity on what you need to work on today. To continue developing towards that version of yourself, that authentic version of yourself. And not fucking get distracted. You know exactly what you need to do. You know you need to eat that meal in that time. You know you gotta eat your pre-workout meal so then you can have a proper workout in the gym so you can perform your best. You need that momentum of eating the good meals. Every single time you eat a meal, that's a win. Every single time you hit a good workout, that's a win. Every single time you don't skip cardio, don't skip fucking core, and you work out to your absolute limit and you stay focused, you are being that version of yourself. You're being authentic. You cannot just go through the motions. You cannot just go to the gym and just do a few bicep curls and leave a few reps in the tank. Or even if you go to failure, you're not even thinking about the bicep curl, your mind muscle connection is shit, you're leaving gains on the table. That authentic version of you is not going to do that. The version of you who's actually himself would have the confidence to do whatever he wants. He wouldn't hesitate to speak to that stranger. He wouldn't hesitate to take action and work on something that other people wouldn't do. Okay, maybe going to the gym is embarrassing for you, right? Because you're fat as shit, right? You're scared of people thinking, oh, what's that fat guy doing in the gym? Oh, he's so ugly, he shouldn't even show up here, right? That's probably what's going through your head. And you have every right to believe those things because that's what you say to yourself every single fucking day. You need to have love for yourself or else you're never going to progress. This is what I mean by you have to have love for yourself. You cannot. The reason you tell yourself you're a fat piece of shit, you're ugly and all these insecurities, you're stupid, all these things, right? Is because you know you could be better. You know there's a version of yourself who doesn't fucking binge on cookies, fucking cereal, ordering food, and skipping the gym, skipping course, skipping cardio because, oh, I don't feel like it. I don't want to be in the gym for another 30 minutes. I'd rather go home and watch Netflix. I'd rather go home and just chill out. I have to go hang out with my friends so we can fucking smoke and drink and do bullshit instead of just locking in for another 30 minutes. Your friends don't fucking care if you're 30 minutes late. They don't really care. Your closest buddies don't care if you're working out hard, if you're not working out hard. They don't care. Okay? This all comes back to being confident and being your authentic self. And the only way you won't be a pussy, you won't be an absolute bitch when it comes to speaking to that fucking girl, to speaking to that stranger, to making new friends, is if you can actually be your authentic self. Because when you're not your authentic self, all these insecurities, even if you try to socialize and force yourself to socialize, you won't be present. You'll be projecting your insecurities on these people. They'll feel that. Every single time that I tried to make a friend, that I tried to get out of my comfort zone and speak to others, and in my head I was thinking, oh, he thinks I'm ugly, he's being racist, he thinks I'm there's no point in talking to me, he thinks I'm a fucking loser, he thinks I'm a fat piece of shit, I'm a good for nothing, right? Every single time I thought that while speaking to someone, and I have thought that while trying to make friends, I can literally tell that they back up. They're being unfriendly. And of course, there are times when you try to make friends and you're not projecting your insecurities and somebody just wants to back up, but perhaps they're having a bad day, perhaps they don't feel like socializing, perhaps they just don't want to talk to you. And that's completely fine. Not everyone has to like you. But the problem is, when you filter the world out with those insecurities, you view the world that way. You're feeding your brain the evidence that you are that version of yourself, who's that fat piece of shit, ugly, stupid, and nobody fucking wants to talk to him. And when you give your brain irrefutable evidence because you genuinely have conviction that that's the truth, of course you're never going to have the confidence to go up to people, and you have social anxiety. You have trouble making friends and keeping friends. You have all these problems with opening up because you feel like your authentic self is not enough, because your current authentic self isn't your true authentic self. Your true authentic self would be the fit guy who has a good career, who has something going for him, because he took the actions that the authentic self would take. But no. And you wonder why you're a pussy when it comes to trying to make friends. You're a pussy when it comes to lifting fucking weights in the gym. Guys, lifting weights in the gym is not fucking difficult. I don't know. I don't understand why everyone outside of the fitness industry, outside of people who just work out and go to the gym, like genuinely fat, out of shape people make it sound so terrible about moving some heavy ass weight. It was hard for me when I first fucking started. Perhaps for the first 2 years, I started to lift weights. It was difficult. I was sore. It was painful. I didn't like being out of breath. It felt painful to be out of breath. I got cramps. All the shit, right? It was just pain. But after those first 1 or 2 years, you don't really get that sore anymore. You still get sore, don't get me wrong. Your perception of that pain becomes lower because you're used to it. It's really as simple as a theory of relativity. If you've never felt the pain of being sore, the pain of lifting weights, it's going to be painful. But if you never go through the first 2 years, the first year, depends on your body too. It matters on your body too. If you never go through the phase of pain, how are you ever going to develop? It gets easy because the reason people who go to the gym every single fucking day, who stay consistent in their diet, who do the things that they say they want to do, they make it look easy because they went past that first year or two phase. They went past the painful phase where every single day all they're hearing in their head is their inner bitch saying, no, I don't want to do this, it hurts. Why am I doing this to myself? I could just stay at home, blah, blah, blah. I don't eat healthy. I want the fucking chips. I want the sweeties. I want the fucking chocolate bar. I want the Takis. I want the chips. It doesn't fucking matter. When you don't listen to them for years and years and years, you get used to it. It becomes habit. that what once was difficult discipline, extremely difficult discipline, extreme uncomfort, you create a habit out of it. And the inner bitch quiets down. And then there's a new task that your inner bitch says becomes super loud on. I don't know how I got to this point, but I'm gonna try to wrap it up and bring it back to speaking about confidence. And confidence does stem from you not listening to your inner bitch and genuinely doing the hard work when you don't fucking feel like it. Because that's what your true authentic self would want to do. The only reason you are not you're not currently your true authentic self. You could become your true authentic self right fucking now. What would your authentic self do right now? Would he be scrolling TikTok? Or would he be fucking hustling? Working? Going to the gym? Perhaps you need to meal prep because you don't have time to cook your own meals. Would he be meal prepping? Once you start behaving like him, you're building that new identity. You're becoming the version of yourself that you say you want to be. And once you become that authentic version of yourself and you're building the identity, that's when you get the true confidence. Every single one of you motherfuckers, every single one of you guys, if you were given your dream fucking life right now, 6-pack abs, career, 100K fucking months, everything that you ever want, if you were given it right now, social life, family good, everything good, if you were given it, you would lose it faster than you can fucking think. And you wouldn't even feel confident being that first version of yourself because you wouldn't feel like yourself. Yourself is a version of you who skips the core cardio, who skips gym sessions, who cuts it short, who doesn't stretch and is prone to injury, who doesn't eat enough, who eats too much food, who fucking eats the sweeties, who skips the work. You would lose the physique like that. You would lose the income like that. Your family wouldn't see you as that version of yourself. Even if you were magically given the lifestyle where you put years and years and years of effort into it, your family would believe in you for a few days. Maybe for a few weeks. Perhaps your family would believe in you for a few months. Even as your body becomes fatter and flabbier and your income gets drained and your social life becomes worse and worse and worse because of the people around you that you magically got, right? Your social life that you got, that will slowly start to stop believing in you because you're not behaving like that version of yourself. The physique will be the first thing to go because you can't fucking stop eating the sweeties. You can't sleep on time. You can't wake up on time. The income would go away because even if you were magically given the skills, you wouldn't have the ability to remain focused because you want to scroll TikTok. Because you wouldn't want, you'd be too scared when hopping on a sales call or speaking to a colleague or speaking to a prospect or a client. You'd be too fucking afraid to speak to them because you have a social anxiety, right? You'd be scared of speaking to your own new friends because you're scared to be your authentic self. Because you're not magically that new version of yourself anymore. You're just your old version of yourself, the pussy version of yourself who gained that life after 2 years. 2 years passed and you got the new life, but you're still that little pussy who doesn't eat good food, who wants to play video games, who wants to do this thing. You think the people around you, when you're going to be successful, are going to be talking about, oh, let's go play video games for 3 hours every single day. Well, I'm just going to go home and watch Netflix instead of working on my business, working on my career, the self-developing, all this shit. Once you reach that, your friends will be like that too. And if you can't keep up with them, it's not like they're gonna kick you out and tell you straight to your face. Unless you have a really fucking good friend and he tells you straight up, yo, dude, fuck's wrong with you? You lost your physique. Well, why aren't you working hard? All these things, right? And he tells you to get your shit together. Unless you have a close friend like that, you'll get stopped invited to lunches. People will stop talking to you. They'll start to see you in a way. They'll start to see you in your true authentic self because that's the version of you that you would be. And then you go back to your old life. You have to build the identity. It takes years to build a physique. I've been training inconsistently from 13 to 17. And then from 17 to 19 to 20, I've been consistent every single fucking day. Sure, I had seasons where I was in slumps. I was eating like shit. I skipped my core and cardio. I ate like shit, right? But I got right back to it. I did not feel like myself because that was not my true authentic self. You always bounce back to your real standards. The version of yourself that you want to be. Your true confidence comes from you being your authentic self, the version of you that you believe you can be, the version of yourself that you want to be, the version of yourself that you know you can be, even if that version of yourself absolutely terrifies you. The moment you start acting and building the identity of that new version of yourself, your brain will believe you because it starts to trust you again. You say you're going to do something, you fucking do it. How do you think all the greats have unshakable minds? Unheard of belief in themselves. Because every single time they say they're going to do something, they fucking do it. Their brain, their mind, has 100% trust in them because they follow through with their word. They have never lied to themselves. Their minds, their brains, trust has never been broken. But yours, time after time after time after time again, and again and again and again, you have broken your mind's promise. You have broken your mind's trust. When you refuse to eat your meal. When you refuse to fucking do core and cardio because, oh, it's uncomfortable doing core, right? I just like moving heavy weights. You don't need to hit core. Your core gets engaged while doing squats and bench and deadlift. You don't need to. I don't want to do a circuit. I don't want to do leg raises. I don't want to do this bullshit. You don't need to do cardio. Sure, you don't need to do cardio to fucking lose weight. This is true. You're not wrong. But then why the fuck are you fat? You don't get your steps in. You eat too much fucking shit food. Why are you fat? I'm being honest. You don't need to do cardio. You don't need to do core. You can. Okay, you need to do core. But you don't need to do cardio to lose weight. But why are you fucking fat? Why is your core not popping through your fucking shirts? Huh? Why can you not see your abs through your shirts? Because you don't need to do the circuit, right? You don't need to exercise your core. You don't need to do the crunches. You don't need to do the leg raises. You don't gotta use the ab wheel because it's painful and it's uncomfortable, right? It's easier to just lay down on the bench press and move the fucking weight, right? Even though your shoulders fucking rotated like this and you can absolutely injure yourself. It's just easier, right? Oh, I went to the gym and I just did some bench press and some incline press and some curls. Well, that's enough. Moving weights is not fucking difficult. To have confidence, you have to be your true authentic self. And if your true authentic self never skips core, never skips cardio, stays focused, does the work, never complains, talks to people, is kind, is present, is focused, helps others, and you don't behave like that, of course you're never going to be confident. There's nothing else. I could keep going for hours and hours, boys. I'm pretty sure I've recorded a total of fucking hour-long video. I'm gonna have to shorten it. And I could continue talking about how the reason you're a pussy is because you're just not your authentic self. It's just because you refuse to fucking put down that cookie because obviously the cookie controls your mind, right? You don't have control over your mind. What the fuck are you talking about? Like, see, I can keep on going for hours and hours about why you're not confident and why if you were given your dream life, your dream physique, your dream girl, everything, you would lose it faster than you can fucking imagine because you haven't built it. This shit takes years. My physique takes years to build And even I have lost so much progress because I lost myself and I stopped doing core, stopped doing cardio post-workout. I started to believe that my workouts were too long. I needed to just go home. What the fuck did I do at home? I was just on fucking Netflix. I was just talking. I was just socializing. I was trying to work and I couldn't fucking focus because I was eating junk food. I've gone through the slumps. If I spent years trying to build my physique, sure I was inconsistent from 13 to 17, but 17 to now 20, every single day, I have not missed a singular day of going to the gym that I scheduled. I've overtrained because I kept on going for weeks and weeks and weeks because I did not want to take a rest day to develop that discipline. My true authentic version of myself does not skip core, does not skip cardio, does not skip a fucking workout. And I do that every single fucking day. Because that's who I fucking am. And that's how I'm able to build the confidence. Every single time I cheat on my fucking diet. I know when to cheat on my diet. I know when I order the food when I know I'm not supposed to. I can easily go out to eat twice a week with a 90-10 split with Whole Foods. And every single time I go over that twice a week of ordering food, of going out to eat, I know I'm cheating myself. That's where the confidence breaks. Because you're not being a true authentic self. It's okay, right? Just enjoy life. No. My version of enjoying life is me being my authentic self. Because if I'm not my authentic self, I don't have the confidence. I'm not who I say I am. You have to continue building the identity. You have to continue keeping your standard of your authentic self, or else you will never have the confidence that you need. You'll always hesitate to take that step, take that risk. You'll always hesitate to take that step, take that risk. You'll always hesitate every single time you feel a little bit of discomfort doing your cardio, because Stairmaster is difficult, because it burns on my fucking legs, because my Achilles hurt a little bit, because my calves hurt a little bit, because my knee hurts a little bit. Oh, it's super uncomfortable trying to do a leg raise. It hurts so bad trying to keep my body stable. Pussy. There's a reason why you're not confident. You can't even do the things that you want to do without complaining, without giving up, without giving in. Boys, this is me trying to do my first Raw Talk. I'm going to make this a series. I'm definitely going to do it after my workouts because I entered this sort of like mental state. I'm pretty much in this mental state from the moment I leave my house to the moment I come back and I go to bed. But I have the most amount of energy directly after my workout, directly after I finish the entire workout, do the core, do the cardio, even though I absolutely fucking hate it. But I'm trying to share this with you guys because I love and care for you guys. And I want you guys to develop yourselves to your true authentic self, to develop yourself to be the best version of yourself, to achieve the lean physique, to have to lose the weight, to be disciplined, to be that disciplined version of yourself, and genuinely have confidence. The system works, boys. You generally meditate, your mind's clear, you know exactly what to do every single day. You have a schedule, you can follow it. But journaling and meditation will offer your mind clarity and direction by removing all these little things that you think about that are absolutely useless. You practice presence, you practice focus, you apply that in your work, in your career, speaking to people, going to the gym, every single set of every single rep, absolutely dialed and focused. You're practicing it every single time. You come home, before you go out to the gym, you eat your meal, you come home, you have your meal. That's all momentum, that's all mini wins. Carries that momentum over to your steps, to you doing your work, to you sleeping on time, to you speaking to your family, to you practicing being social in the gym, to you working on your career. It's all applicable. You journal, you meditate, you train, you eat the good food, you sleep. It's all a cycle. Boys, if you made it this far, I truly appreciate you. And if you genuinely made it this far, there's a reason why you watch this video. Don't just let this raw talk be just information in your mind. Take action. Be your true, authentic self. Your future self will only thank you for it. Your current self will only thank you for it. You will feel so good making sure you do the disciplined actions. Just continue pushing. I believe in you and I love you, boys.